Hi, I'm Kate from House to Home and welcome back to the Handmade Wedding. So far this season we have made this beautiful table centrepiece, including these wedding favours and place settings, and now we're going to add to the table to really give it that extra bit of personality and character. It's still in keeping with the rustic country wedding theme that we've got going on so far. One of the things we're going to make is this really cute bunting style table number that's going to sit really nicely with the centrepiece that we've already made. And to continue the kind of table theme, the other thing we're going to be making is this. So this is a burlap cutlery holder. Often when you have a venue at a wedding, they'll provide all the crockery and cutlery. But the really nice thing is with this, you can instantly inject your theme really quickly without having to worry if the plates go and all that kind of thing. First of all, you're going to need some burlap, some scissors and some glue, and a ruler and a pen. So we're going to measure the burlap. I've calculated that kind of with the width of the napkin as well, you need to make it slightly wider, as once you've put the napkin in, it kind of bulks it out a little bit. So we're just going to measure out 35 centimetres by 12 centimetres of burlap. Now, one of the things you will notice when you are working with burlap is it does tend to fray. Don't worry about it. There really isn't much of a way to prevent this. And I do think if you're kind of having that rustic country style wedding anyway, it really doesn't matter. We've measured 35 centimetres down and now we just need to measure 12 centimetres across. So the great thing about this is there is no sewing involved. So don't worry if you're looking at that and thinking, I can't sew, that's definitely not for me. Don't worry, it literally is burlap and glue. And the great thing about the hot glue gun is it's all going to be hidden inside. So while we are using glue, you're not actually going to see it. Don't worry about using a Sharpie or a permanent marker because all those lines are actually going to be inside. So it doesn't matter if you're looking at this and thinking, oh gosh, there's a big black line down the middle of it. Don't worry, you will not see that either. The next stage, really easy. If you fold it up so that it's round, basically you're still going to want to see the cutlery coming out the top of this. So cutlery is a relatively standard size. Chances are you haven't seen the cutlery that's actually going to be used on your wedding day. So grab a knife and fork. Once that's in, just push down on the bottom just to kind of secure that fold so we know where that is. And then you can get rid of the cutlery. So we've got the basic shape of it now. So what I want to do, because it does look quite plain, is just decorate this section along the top. Once that's all stuck down, as you can see, immediately it's really added that extra little bit of interest to our cutlery holder. So next, I'm going to use a bit of twine and just make a bow. So take your twine, make a loop, and then if you take the other side of the twine and make another loop, then ultimately that is going to form your bow shape because we're going to stick a button on top of it. So all you're going to see is the two loops and the sides coming out. So we're not actually tying it. So for this bit, I'd recommend just popping a blob of glue in the middle, and then we're just going to stick that on top. The really great thing about these is actually once you've got your napkin in, it provides a really nice piece of contrast. So if you have a look at the one that I made earlier, a la Blue Peter, so I've made this one a little bit wider so you can put the napkin in without it kind of pulling too much at the edges. And the great thing is these are so simple, you can hand them to your caterer on the day of the wedding and just say, rather than having the napkin and the knife and fork on top of the plate or either side, can you just pop them in here? And it's so simple that you know it's going to look absolutely lovely. And then you're just going to have the plate behind that, and that's how you will serve your cutlery. So the next thing we're going to make, and again this is really quick, really easy, we're going to make a table number just to add to this centrepiece collection. We're going to be making a whole seating plan later, so I thought we'd start small and actually do the table numbers. So again, you're going to need some burlap. Once you've got your piece of burlap, we're going to fold that in half because this bunting kind of style is double-sided, which is great because it means you don't actually have to finish any edges. We're just going to glue it together. Always a favourite trick. So we've got our triangle. As you might be able to see, you've got the dark line. So anytime you've drawn around anything and you can still see the line, flip it inside out and you will be away. So I'm just going to turn that round and again push it down to reinforce that fold. It's going to lay that bit of string just right down the middle. So there you have your bunting flag. So next, all we need to do is draw on the table number. So you can either print a font off the internet and copy that, or if you've got a friend who's got beautiful handwriting, that's always someone to tag in. I think my handwriting's okay, so I'm just going to go for it. So I've done table 2, didn't actually do table 1, so I will do that now. And again, another brilliant property of Hessian is that you can draw in it in marker pen. And it really is as simple as that. So you can just tie that to whichever jar or vase that you're going to be using in your centrepiece, and you've got your table number. I really hope we've managed to inspire you with some simple but beautiful craft ideas for your rustic country wedding. Thanks so much for watching.